Can Denver even the score? Find out next on Madden NFL 22.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Los Angeles Chargers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends. Brandon Gaudin alongside, as always, my partner Charles Davis. And CD, in the few moments here before kickoff, let's give these folks at home a look at these two offenses by the numbers. What stands out to you?
Brandon, I just continue to be amazed by the analytics of the game, and it's an area where I continue to concentrate and study because I'm still trying to figure out how coaches and coordinators can really crunch the numbers and find where exactly on the field a defense is vulnerable. It's the game within the game, and if you really dive into it, it can be endlessly fascinating.
The numbers last week for Mitchell: 14 carries, 53 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
Second down at 5. Working from the gun, Lance. That's complete to Troutman, right side. And he's got room. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Lance. Eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Shotgun now for Lance. That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. On 1st down, Lance. Open man is the tight end, Troutman. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And this is going to be intercepted. Jeremy Chinn picks it off. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. They go play action here on 1st down. He's got it complete to Thompson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Boyle. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. These two teams, they met in L.A. earlier in the year with the Chargers coming out victorious. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Denver. Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Now a throw here, hauled in. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there for L.A. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he had to be pleased at the start of the last drive. The offense was moving, but certainly not pleased at the end result, an interception.
And every team we ever talk to at some point in the conversation, the coach, player, someone talks about, we've got to finish. We got to finish off drives, finish off the game. There's an example there of not finishing, doing everything right, but not getting the result that you need.
Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw, it's Lance. Open man is Atwell, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And, Charles, this defense may be excited, you'd have to think, at the prospect of facing a team working on a 3-game losing streak.
But their head coach, he really kind of poured water on that in his weekly press conference, and I would say the water was cold there, partner. He told everybody, listen, everybody's a threat. We can't take our eyes off the prize for 1 minute in this league. And I know everyone watching him say it, they may not have believed it, but no one challenged him.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Lance. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. Touchdown Broncos. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. Now the try here for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture of the AFC. And for them right now, not a done deal. They are holding down one of the final 3 wild card spots with 2 weeks to go. But there are others, Charles, kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
And Brandon, it's always worth keeping in mind, and I have to keep writing it down for myself. Remember, it's 7 teams in each conference now making the playoffs. So that brings more important games to the end of the season. So in theory,
this is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. With the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Lance. He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time. But it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. These two teams, you may recall, they didn't play each other till late in the year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 13. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 3rd down, Mitchell. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
He's got exactly what you're looking for. The ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
Let's go.
The Charger drive about to get going. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. A big gain that time for the Chargers. Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw. Boyle. Looking left side, and it's complete. Touchdown, Chargers. A great play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now 21-7. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school.
He's got a man, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a big play there for the Broncos. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. The Lance going to throw. That's complete out of the backfield, Elijah Mitchell. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Lance looking to throw it. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Broncos get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment and you have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together. Now a play fake here on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thompson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big gain that time for the Chargers.
I'm seeing a lot of hands on hips in that secondary, and I suspect a lot of mumbling under their breath as well because this defense has had no answer for the passing game here in the first half.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Off play action. Boyle. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And this is caught by Watkins for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Broncos going to get one more possession in this first half. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Lance to throw it. Drops this underneath. It's Mitchell. And he's got some space here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So we have reached halftime. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
He's got Thompson here, complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big gain that time for the Chargers.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. And they'll run again. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Now a give right side. It's Mitchell. He'll have a first down past the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line.
Now, sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. He'll find a man over the middle. Tutu Atwell. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On first down, Mitchell. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and...
Touchdown, Broncos! Elijah Mitchell with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Broncos cut into that lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Boyle. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Darius Leonard, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Off play action. Boyle. He finds his man, complete. It's Thompson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big gain that time for the Chargers.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like 2 excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Boyle. He finds his man, complete. It's Thompson. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 45-yard line. First down, Chargers. Off the play fake. Boyle. The 20. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run here with Dillon. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 40-yard line. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Boyle. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Chargers are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side of this one.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Lance now on 1st down. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Again, they'll throw it with Lance. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And they'll go for it. Lance. And he will find Atwell. That's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw pulled in by Atwell here. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Lance again. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Now a play fake. Lance throwing the out route incomplete. It's Brown. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. And Lance now to throw. Flush to it. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Trey Lance taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. That one looks like he'll throw here. Escapes the sack. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Off play action. Boyle. Throw left side complete. That's Thompson. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. Back to throw. Boyle. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him. An incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Checks this one down. It's Mitchell. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying